Hey everybody, welcome back to Fallout Season 2, Episode 7, I'm pretty sure. We just got back from the Valhalla in the Fall event this past week, which is an annual gamer retreat get-together put on by Wargamer Girl. It's a great time every single year. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to check it out. But moving on from that to the episode. Today we're doing the official Modiphius scenario, Radio Tower Takeover. And what that features is a small group, in this case the Brotherhood of Steel, who's going to try to hold a position against an incoming wave of attackers, which in this case is going to be the Raiders. Without giving away any spoilers as to how it went, I'll go ahead and tell you that this video is not sponsored by T60 Power Armor, but you're going to want to buy some T60 Power Armor. Enjoy. Is the radio online yet? Sir, we're getting a signal, but it's not from the Brotherhood. It's somewhere more local.
Paladin Cormac.
I take it you're the Red Hand.
And you are the Paladin in red armor. Do you think yourself still an outcast, Paladin?
You're welcome to come out and ask me that yourself.
Oh, don't worry. I have sent my followers to discover you.
So here is the Brotherhood team. If it looks kind of small, I'll explain that here in just a second. We've got on the left there Paladin Cormac in his T60 Power Armor, his Heroic card, and his laser rifle with baton. And he is flanked by 2 night patrols, each packing laser rifles. Now that might seem to be a little bit less than 500 caps worth, and it is actually. It's only about 400 caps. In this scenario, the defender is allowed to bank or gamble up to half their caps value in reinforcements. In this case, he has gambled 100 points worth of reinforcements, and if they can hold the objective for 3 consecutive turns, they receive double their reinforcements value. So Paladin Cormac has gambled 100 caps, and if he can hold the tower for 3 turns, then 200 caps worth of reinforcements will arrive. In this case, a Knight in T45 Power Armor with a Gatling laser, and another Night Patrol with laser rifle. Meanwhile, the attackers are allowed to have 20% more caps than the defender, so this is a 500 cap battle. This is 600 caps worth of Raiders. We've got a veteran Raider here on the side in Raider Power Armor with combat rifle and a nail board. 2 regular Raiders with bolt action pipe rifles. 3 Psychos with machete, pipe wrench, and lead pipe respectively, and a dose of fury each. And finally, the good old Surgeon is back with his Superior Materials buzzsaw, ready to harvest the radioactive cores of any fallen power armor. And that is Team Raider. Alright, so here's our board for today's scenario. The Raiders are the attackers, and they are allowed to deploy within red distance of the board edge. We'll just run down the line for you here. They're pretty well spread out, but they're looking to get some quick charges out. Normally, this scenario is played with a radio tower in the center that is yellow distance on each side. I don't have a prop for that, so this is a much larger electrical pylon. And to help compensate for the size difference, there's a pile of rubble in the middle. So that pile of rubble and orange radius around it will be considered to be the radio tower mentioned in the scenario. So control of the tower will depend on who has models within orange distance of that rubble when there are no enemy models there. And that's gonna be important because the Brotherhood is really outnumbered in this scenario. So if even a single Raider is within orange of that pile of rubble, the Brotherhood does not have control of it for that turn. At the end of turn 6, whoever has more models, or the most models, touching the objective wins the scenario. If it's a tie, then it comes down to who's got the most caps value of models in contact with it. As far as the stakes at play, because we are building up to the grand finale, if the Brotherhood of Steel wins this scenario, they will be allowed to use their airdrop rules from episode 2 in the finale. So they'll be able to store up power armor and drop them like meteors onto the battlefield. If the Raiders come out triumphant, then the Brotherhood are not able to coordinate that kind of air cover, and they will not be able to use that special rule. All right, before we get started on turn 1, we've got the little flip icon, so we're going to see what our preview is for turn 2 event. It's going to be a forest fire, so during turn 2, everyone may only move once. That could be important for the Raiders they're gonna have to spend this turn running as far as they can to get up on the objective. All right, turn 1 is going to go to the Brotherhood, who is going to look out from their shelter, see a horde advancing onto them, and decide that their priority is going to be to pick off the low health but high damage psychos at range. So our first Lancer is going to draw down, and we'll see how he does. It's a long range shot to the first one. I called him a Lancer. He's not. He's a Night Patrol. I don't know why I can't keep those two straight. Anyways, hitting on 5s with his laser rifle. Solid hit, double armor break, and for what it's worth, a burn. Psychos only have 1 energy armor, so that queen burnt through. They only have 4 health, so let's see if he can knock him down with a second shot on 5s. No, but that would have been nice. As the AI, we randomly select one raider to go first. It's going to be this guy on top of the van, who's going to hop off the van. He's got a bolt action pipe rifle, and he will try to put 1 shot into the Night Patrol who just fired. Gets 1 black die for long range and hitting on 4s. Not today, buddy. It does show you one of the interesting things about this scenario though. Even though the Brotherhood is outnumbered, the Brotherhood's job is to stand and shoot, while the Raiders have to split their actions between moving up towards the objective and shooting at the same time. Or just getting up there and beating them in the head. You got options. The second Night Patrol is going to likewise fire in on Machete Mike down here and see if he can't put him down. Hitting on 5s. Good shot. Machete Mike goes down. Now he's got a few options which are obscured by the leg of the pylon, but he's going to swing over here and try to take down the Psycho with the pipe wrench. Still hitting on 5s to long range. Another just barely a hit. Still doing better than that Lancer from the other episode. 2 energy damage against 1 energy armor. Blocks 1 and takes 1. The Psycho he just shot at is the next person to activate, and he will drop his Fury. Just to show you guys what that'll do, it'll put a hamper on his perception, which he doesn't really care about. Give him some bonus armor, which he will care about. And in melee, give him an extra black die. And his arm is still stinging for that laser rifle, which means he's well motivated. So he's going to take a red move forwards because he's a Psycho. And there's one thing they're renowned for, it is running headlong into danger. They have a green charge, which will easily reach that guy. So in 1 long deranged sprint, the pipe wrench guy makes it in. He will take a black die for his charge, and it's over to Cormac to see about his VATs. Brought to you by Vault-Tec. It worked this time. He will use his quick action to move orange around the objective, since he was stuck on the far side when the bad guy showed up. I'm sorry, when the misunderstood guy showed up. And he'll put his laser rifle into the Psycho on the car. The idea behind this strategy, for those who are curious, since ultimately it's going to come down to a body count on the objective, is to take out the most dangerous but lowest health raiders, and given the raider faction, there's a lot of them. So they're going to try to whittle down the 4 wounders before they start in on the 7 wound veteran raider or the 6 wound surgeon. We'll deal with them later. Laser rifle hitting on 7s at long range. Just barely a miss. Shot number 2. There you go. All right, good hit, 1 burn, and a gear. 1 point burns through, 1 damage against 1 armor, and she saves the other point. Cormac's gonna flip a luck token to try to generate an extra crit off that attack. He does not. But since he generated a quick action off that last shot, he will try to use a quick action shoot against the same target, now hitting on 5s. 5s it is. Once again, 1 damage against 1 armor as 1 from the laser rifle goes straight through. And she takes the other one as well. Psycho's down to 1 health. And now the problem with being the underdog, you get to go first, but now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 raider activations to go, all in a row. So this is where the wave meets the rock. First contestant moves up yellow, tries to put his bolt action pipe rifle into the nearest knight. Hitting on 4s. Good hit, bonus damage, making it 3 physical damage. 3 physical against 2 physical armor. He takes 2 physical. With much hissing and stomping, the veteran raider will start to move, coming up yellow up the field. And we'll put a combat rifle shot into the same knight. Actually, on second thought with that, since we do have the firestorm coming in to limit movement next turn, and this is a power armor raider, which means their intention is to get stuck in and not move, they're going to spend their other action, because they're just out of charge range, and move up to within charge range. And that'll be their turn. Meanwhile, Psycho Sally over here is going to pop her Fury as well, which she really could have used that armor bonus back when Cormac was shooting at her. And she will return the favor by running red, and then making an easy green charge into Cormac himself, swinging a lead pipe and screaming at the top of her little raider lungs. Finally, the dutiful surgeon, who's very well acquainted with his job during all this chaos. There. Simply floats red. And floats red, moving steadily towards the objective while everyone else is tied up. So here at the end of turn 1, Raiders have advanced forward. They've lost 1 person, almost lost another Psycho, but overall they weathered the initial volley pretty well. The Power Armor Raider is in position to get dug in there. We've got a Night Patrol at half health, a Night Patrol who's about to get hit in the head with a pipe wrench, and Cormac just got tied up with this crazy little Psycho. However, since none of the Raiders are within or into the objective, the Brotherhood controls it this turn, so they need to control it for 2 more consecutive turns before they can call in reinforcements. As a reminder, we have a forest fire this turn, so each model may only perform a maximum of 1 movement action, not counting quick actions. What you're looking at here is 3 people who are faced with a lot of pressing problems and not a lot of options. But having a look at things, Cormac is going to go first and see if he can't dispose of this Psycho, and then move to support the knight on his left. Making a VATS roll. Ooh, very good VATS roll. So for his first regular action, Cormac is going to swing his baton into the Raider Psycho in front of him, hitting on 9s. He gets 2 green die for his baton and black die for being stupidly strong. Thank you, T60 Power Armor. Oh, it's a good thing too, because that would have been a clean miss, but that is 4 damage total. Then that drops little Psycho Sally right off the bat. Although thanks to her Fury, Psycho Sally is currently sitting at physical armor 4, so let's see how she does. Not enough to save her. Oh well. He's then going to spend one of his quick actions to do a quick action charge into this Psycho over here. With that done, he'll use his second quick action to swing his baton. He's currently rolling 2 green die for the baton, a black die for being stupid strong, a green die for his buddy, and a black die for the charge. So, someone announced that the pain train has arrived. Maybe. We're hitting on 7s for the quick action. Oh, man. And it all falls apart. There was totally going to be a cool little laser rifle shot after that, see if you could clean up 3 enemies at once. But instead, we're going to send our second baton shot into the same guy. No black die, no bonus black die this time for the charge. Hitting on 9s. Oh, see, there you go. All right, bonus damage, armor break, extra crit point. Which I'll note fully charges the crit on his baton. He's still armor 4 from the drug, so let's see what he gets. And blocks 1. That Raider's going to take it a little personally, and he's going to retaliate against the Night Patrol in front of him. His Fury does advance 1 token, so he no longer gets armor, but he still gets his black die for Fury and a black die for charging. Yellow die for the pipe wrench, hitting on 7s. 7s it is. +2, 4 damage total. 4 damage against 2 armor. Well, that's the best you can do, buddy. Blocks 2, takes 2. Raider's gonna whack him in the head again with a wrench, still keeping a black die for his Fury, hitting on 7s. Magnificent hit. That's 2 damage against 2 armor. And the knight goes down to his last health. So a lot of tokens in this flank over here, but since that psycho's holding his ground, he's proven to be a problem. Meanwhile, the Night Patrol over here sees this power armor suit bearing down on him and will do the only sensible thing, spamming the fire button as fast as he can. Hitting on 5 short-range laser rifle. Not that time. Second shot. There you go, bonus damage. It is 3 energy damage against 2+1 armor. Alright, blocks 1 and the armor takes 2. That's very important because our fantastically heroic knight has just broken the armor and reduced that strong armor bonus down to 2s. And as you can imagine, he's about to pay for that. So, easy charge in, swinging the nail board with the charge. So, as is the custom, we've got a whole mess of dice here. The nail board is only 1 damage, but it is a black and 2 yellow die. Black die for being stupidly strong, black die for the charge, white die for a skill check, hitting on 8s. Oh, resounding hit, and that's gonna hurt. That's 3 damage right through his armor, and he's only got 2 health left, so this guy goes flying back into the tower. Meanwhile, the last Night Patrol here, he's going to step out of combat for free, because he's got a friend. Paladin Cormac is covering him. He's going to step back and he'll put some laser rifle shots into the surgeon. Hitting on 5s. Ah, you missed your shot, buddy. And now it's Raider o'clock. As you can imagine, since everyone is restricted to 1 movement this turn because of the forest fire, these 2 are each going to take 1 movement forward. And we'll shoot into the knight. They're now at close range. First Raider hitting on 4s. That's a miss. Second Raider taking his shot, also on 4s. That's more like it. It has 3 damage against 1 armor, and no way for him to survive that. And he goes down, and it is just Cormac there to hold off the wave of Raiders. And just to make matters worse, the surgeon will hover in, take a position next to the objective, and deny Brotherhood control of it for their turn. So the bottom of turn 2 is looking pretty grim for Cormac in there. The Brotherhood no longer has control, so the clock resets for the 3 consecutive turns. He's got to contend with 2 Raiders, a mostly dead Psycho, Mr. Handy, and a veteran Raider in power armor. Broken power armor, but still power armor. So this is going to tax even the valiant Cormac's ability as we go into turn 3. For turn 3, it is quiet. I disagree with that categorically, but all reactions will be at +2 bonus. A lot of tough decisions for Cormac here. We're going to roll up his VATs and see what his options look like. Brought to you by Baltic. No VATs for you this turn, buddy. Alright, well this is turn 3, which means he's got little to no chance of actually getting his reinforcements he gambled on, so that's a bummer. But it also means he has until the end of turn 6 to clean house on everybody he can get his hands on. And he just so happens to be equipped in just the right power armor to do that. So let's see how long this guy can hold out. Starting with a baton strike against this dude. Swinging the baton on 9s. There it is with armor break. Yeah, it's just enough to put the last guy down. And somewhat gambling that some of these guys are going to come to him, he's going to put his second shot as a laser rifle into the nearest Raider. Hitting on 7s. 7's good hit. 3 energy damage against 2 energy armor for the Raider. He takes 2. And it just wouldn't be a War Budgies Raider battle report if someone wasn't on fire, so he is now on fire. As the last bolt from his laser rifle rings out, and the game just turned into dogpile the power armor. Going around the horn, this Raider activates, which means he immediately takes damage from being on fire, and he will flip a luck token to see if he stays on fire. Is it your lucky day, buddy? Nope, not today. So he will expire on his next activation, moving on to his friend, who will put 2 shots into Cormac. I say they're friends, so there may be like work colleagues, I don't know, they're Raiders. Hitting on 4s. Miss on 1. And miss on 2. Alright, the surgeon decides he's had enough. He's got orders coming in from the Red Hand itself. He's going to charge in and make a buzzsaw attack. The Surgeon has a superior materials buzzsaw, so he is hitting on 7s instead of 5s with a black die for the charge. 9, 8, oh, barely missed, skims above his head. You should probably put your helmet on, dude. I'm obviously joking. We all know cool guys don't wear helmets around here. And what's left of the power armor will wheeze and clunk its way in to a second charge as the melee of death, little mosh pit down there, kicks off. I'm just going to show this off because I never get tired of this. We've got a nail board, stupidly strong, a friend in close combat, plus a charge, hitting on 7s. On 7s. Oh, this one might sting a little bit. Not too bad though. So the 3 damage reduces his armor down to just its strong armor bonus. But since the nail board was only a 1 damage weapon and only picked up 1 extra damage, that means the armor goes down to 3 endurance, which is honestly not bad considering all the agony that was just thrown at him. The big question now is we only have a couple more turns, and if he's stuck in this massive combat still, it will be a Brotherhood loss because they will have more points in that area. So we'll move on to the next turn and see how it goes. Our event card for turn 4 is a supply drop. That's very helpful now that we're all mashed up under an obstacle. I'm assuming it shook loose from the tower because it ended up just behind this whole combat. Probably won't come into play, but you never know. This is a wild scenario. Brotherhood is most definitely still outnumbered, so Cormac will roll up his vats. There you go. That is just what you needed right now, buddy. As his first quick action, he's going to clear the crits from his baton and launch that crit into the Surgeon. So automatic hit, 2 physical damage plus the following die. Wow, all right, 4 physical damage with an armor break. 4 damage against 2 armor. Oh wow, 4 goes through. He reaches back over his head and pops one of the Surgeon's arms off. Surgeon is down to 2 health all of a sudden. He's gonna follow up with a close range laser rifle shot into the Surgeon again. This is going to be a normal attack, not his last quick action, so he is hitting on 5s. Close range with a laser rifle. He's hoping to see bottle caps. You know what? Yeah, we'll take it. 2 energy damage, but that does make Mr. Handy's energy armor 2 as well. So 2 on 2. And he doesn't block it either. So a backhanded spin with a baton and a little under the arm shot with the laser rifle, and the Surgeon collapses. That fully charges the laser rifle's crit meter, so you can guess what's going to happen next. Laser rifle automatically hits for 4 energy damage plus a bottle cap plus the following die. 5 energy damage with another bottle cap. Yeah, it makes 2 bottle caps, and Cormac decides there's just not enough people on fire in this neighborhood. So the Raider bursts into flames and will have to save against 5 damage. 5 energy damage against 2 energy armor. Alright, did the best she could. She takes 3. Last quick action, Cormac would love to retaliate, but he can't because he already used an attack quick action this turn. So he will prepare, and that was a resounding opening volley. On the Raider side of things, this Raider prepares activate, immediately bursts into flame and dies, because that's what happens when you're on fire. His buddy, however, will go around this pallet and set up shop on the objective, just in case this doesn't go as they planned. Raider is swinging away with her nail board on 7s. Oh, that's gonna sting a little bit. 2 damage against 1+1. He takes 1 more to his armor. Armor endurance goes down to 2. He's going to retaliate with his prepare action using the baton. Hitting on 9s normally, so hitting on 7s as the quick action. Yep, hits, bonus damage. 3 damage against 2 armor. Holy crap, 3 damage. And with that point that was taken earlier for being on fire, the power armor Raider collapses to the ground with her 7 health gone. Dude, you are being freaking champ here today, and this dude is suddenly rethinking every decision that brought him to this point. And we're gonna go ahead and call it there because now we have a 260 point model against like a 40 point model. As the Raider tosses down his gun, tries to muster a smile, and says, we're okay, right, boss? You're the boss now. And that will end with a Brotherhood of Steel victory, which means in the final scenario, they will get to use the airdrop special rule.